Fellas, AC here. Welcome to another review. Before I start, let me tell you something. This fragrance that I'm about to review has taught me a thing or two about the beauty of myrrh. Yeah? So, let's start. I'm going to talk about Prada Amber Intense. Now, this one has got a little bit to do with amber. I've already reviewed this is a flanker to this, which is Prada Amber Rum. This one is intense. This is normal amber. This has got absolutely nothing to do with amber. I've reviewed it. You can check it out. It's a very aromatic, beautiful, soapy, all-weather, charismatic, magnetic, whatever you want to call it. It's a beautiful composition. Absolutely amazing. So I'm going to review a flanker. Now, before I go into the details, I do want to apologize because I've not been able to respond to your beautiful comments in my last video. Work had overtaken my life, but I'll try to do that along with the comments you will post for this video. So please bear with me on that. So, Prada Amber Intense. Now, this fragrance, I've already got a dry down here. I wore this to work. I've been wearing this to work quite often. And I tell you what, the moment I smell it, just something happens to me. I love the smell of myrrh. Oh, this is a very beautiful, amazing composition that will basically take you to a different place. It's slightly bitter, slightly mysterious, and the moment you smell it, you'll feel as if you're smelling a very expensive fragrance, without a shadow of doubt. Now, it's basically got many facets. It's a linear scent, and it reminds me of this. It's like a distant relative. So I've already reviewed this Eau Sauvage Parfum. This is the vintage version, 2012 version. This one is a distant relative of Eau Sauvage Parfum. It's almost Prada's answer to Eau Sauvage Parfum, although this came out in 2011, that one came out in 2012. This was created by Daniela Roche Andrier. This fragrance brings in many aspects and throws out a beautiful collage in front of you, and it just keeps you entertained. There's no heart, there's no opening. It's just a linear fragrance, but small bits and pieces come up and down, and it's a beautiful harmony, as if there's some amazing music playing in the background all day. Yeah? So the main players in this fragrance is, as I said, myrrh. A beautiful, earthy, slightly sweet, slightly resinous, and slightly smoky myrrh. One of the best sort of implementations of myrrh I've ever experienced. The myrrh is brightened by a little bit of saffron and a little bit of bergamot. So brightness is there. It is also airy, and that airiness comes from a soapy saffron. Now, soapy saffron is what is there in Prada Amber. So that soapy saffron is there. And the beautiful part of the fragrance is when it tries to dry down, or dries down a bit, it brings in a beautiful chocolatey, earthy patchouli, and that patchouli is further augmented. That feel of silky creaminess is brought about by two notes of vanilla and labdanum. Excuse me. So the fragrance, in essence, is beautiful myrrh, which is earthy, patchouli, which is chocolatey, earthy. There's a little hint of vetiver, which keeps the fragrance going down the route of completely dark. This is a dark fragrance, it is mysterious fragrance, but it's not dark as in dark. Dark, it's not like Encre Noire. This is basically something which sort of hugs the darkness element of the fragrance, but again, manages to be a creative, beautiful, bright, as well as creamy, vibrant, all at the same time. This is one of the best fragrances money can buy if you're after a designer and you like serious professional fragrances. The composition quality is of the highest level, one of the finest fragrances you can buy, fellas. So I hope I've made sense in terms of how this smells. Now the pros and cons. This one is niche quality fragrance. You can get a bottle on eBay quite easily for about 100 ml for $50. Very easily. Sometimes you might have to shell out a bit more, let's say $70. Even if you're paying 70 or 75 British pounds for 100 ml, it's nothing, because the composition quality, the scent, the materials used are just amazing. This fragrance is absolute top draw in terms of quality and the smell. It's amazing. So niche quality is the biggest positive of this one. Number 2 positive is the fragrance speaks to you in a professional tone of voice. So if you're looking for an amazing office scent which doesn't scream out but smells amazing, expensive and professional, this fragrance is one of the best professional fragrances you can have in a collection for not much money. The number 3, when you smell professional and you're in the right company, you'll definitely get compliments. This is not a panty dropper, if you like, but it can be depending on who you're going out with. But this has this wow factor. I've worn this many times to work, and I've seen that people automatically assume you're wearing something really expensive, and they sort of give you the respect that this man has got amazing choice, amazing taste. So that's the kind of compliment I'm talking about. Downsides. Now this one doesn't project. It projects for about, let's say, 1 hour max, but it's a very beautiful skin scent. It's one of the most outstanding fragrances in my collection. Outstanding. The amount of respect I have for Dior Sauvage Eau Parfum, I have the same respect for Prada Amber Intense. It's just beautiful, but it doesn't project. So performance might disappoint you if you're one of those guys who likes fragrances to go and speak to everybody. Apart from that, the second one is it's an unusual fragrance. When you first spray it, and if you're spraying it in the hot weather where it doesn't work very well, that's the third downside. But that unusual fragrance, this is an unusual fragrance, so it might shock you. So it'll require 3 or 4 wears for you to get used to what this is. This is very, very unique. I've never smelled anything that smells like this. It borrows a little bit of element from the Prada Amber, but apart from that, I've never smelled anything. It probably is a distant cousin of this, but apart from that, there's a lot of uniqueness here, and the shock factor is high, so you've got to watch out that. The third downside, as I said, So the fourth downside could be the age factor. It's not very versatile. You can't wear this in summer. It doesn't smell as nice as it does in winter. So if you live in a hot country, you want to test this and see how it works in your skin. Age groups is another one. You see, this is not versatile. Plus, this is a very serious fragrance. Not in terms of being grumpy, but as you would know, Eau Sauvage is a serious fragrance. So I would say 35 plus. So that's another downside. This is not going to appeal to people who are in the younger category. So 35 plus. Seasons, I've already touched on it. I only wear this in the cold weather because when it's warm, the soapy element comes out a bit and it starts smelling like a 70s soapy patchouli. And I didn't like that bit. For summer, I'd wear Prada Amber, which is a spectacular summer fragrance. But for cooler weather, if you live in a cold country like me, the cooler weather is more prominent, more prevalent. So there are 9 months in a year which are cold. I can easily wear this more than Prada Amber. It's just spectacular. It's just absolutely amazing quality. Okay, marks out of 10. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. Nothing short of niche quality in a designer bottle. 9 out of 10. Hope you like the review, fellas. Take care. Bye-bye.